What's up guys, Mitchell Watts with Town & Country TV, and today I'm very excited to show you this particular 2021 Ford F-150. We've got a lot of cool things planned for this truck. In fact, we're actually going to lift this thing and put it on 37-inch tires. So I'm very excited to show you that. If you want to see what this truck looks like after we get through modifying it at TC Customs, make sure you are subscribed with that bell notification turned on. And with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the truck. So new for the 2021 Ford F-150, Ford is saying 97% of this vehicle is all new. Now, what you first look at first glance, it looks totally the same as the previous generation. But I think once you get through seeing this video and I do the full walk around and kind of tell you everything you need to know about this truck, you'll realize that Ford did change a lot of things on this particular F-150. And so let's talk about the design cues. So on the front end of the truck, as you can see, there's going to be 11 different grills for the F-150. And by the way, I'm going to show you guys, we're going to do a series of videos that compares the XL versus the XLT and the XLT versus the Lariat and the Lariat versus the Platinum. And so subscribe there as well if you want to catch those videos that kind of compares the two. This one is specifically about this particular vehicle, as it is one of the first F-150s we got on our dealership, which, by the way, shameless plug, if you want more information about buying an F-150, you can call us. The phone number is right there on the screen, 205-491-0000. And if you want to customize your vehicle, you can reach TC Customs. The number is below, and that is 205-491-0010. So slightly different there. But with that being said, let's get back into the truck itself. You'll notice that the piano black grille on the STX actually looks a lot better in person than it does in videos and photos. Because I've seen this before, but actually seeing it in person, I think we're going to have one of those scenarios where, like the last generation F-150, the STX had one of my favorite grills. I think it's going to be the same on the 2021. But you'll notice a couple of other things. You've also got your headlamps are going to be very, very different. This is going to be a halogen because it is an STX model, but you can see that it kind of has this big overarching C shape. And you're going to see that as a theme throughout the truck as I kind of go and show it all to you. You'll see they've got a brand new power dome hood is what Ford is calling it, but you can see it just has kind of some of these arches right here to make it look a little bit more masculine. But realistically, I think they nailed the exterior, the way it looks, but I'm really the most excited about the interior. So wait for that. We're gonna come to that here in just a second. And I keep kind of getting distracted because Colton is actually behind us. And so he actually has got a fresh reminder for us. Go to tccustoms.com/giveaway. Right now, we're giving away $3,000 worth of gift certificates for custom parts for your Ford or your Chevrolet or your Dodge or whatever kind of vehicle you have. We customize all makes and all models. And so if you go to that URL, tccustoms.com/giveaway, we're giving 12 $250 gift certificates. And if my redneck arithmetic is right, that's $3,000. But we've also got some massive giveaways that are going to be coming up in 2021. Not going to go and spill the beans quite just yet, but if you are subscribed to our channel, you could probably figure it out by now. But make sure you go ahead and register for today's giveaway, because that same URL, if you register for today's giveaway, we're going to let you know, we'll let you be one of the first people to know about the next version of the giveaway that we're doing. All right, so continuing on with the exterior. So we talked about the C design all the way throughout the vehicle. Take a look at the fender emblem that you have right here. Almost kind of makes a C shape. So that's kind of, once again, it's a backwards C because we're on this side of the vehicle. But you'll also notice that the actual headlight, or that's not a headlight, the rear view mirror has also got this C look to it. You're going to see this a lot throughout the vehicle. The STX model does have your molded in plastic handles, which is just like they did for the 2020 model, but it is something that kind of separates this one as a little bit less expensive and more of the base model version of the truck. I'm going to cover well, let's go ahead and do this right now. Can you see the C going on in the tail light? So this tail light is very reminiscent of like a 13, 14 model F-150. I actually really, really like this tail light. I have to say, I mean, obviously we work at a Ford dealership, so I'm straight up biased, and I'm not afraid to admit that. But I will have to say that they've really kind of taken this truck and brought it into the current generation of the current year. Is Colton video bombing me? Where did he go? Anyways, so another cool feature that I didn't realize until we actually went to the ride and drive in Atlanta for the Built Ford Tough Roundup. I tried to make a video on it, but I couldn't because I'd lost my voice. As you guys know, I was out for a little while, could not talk because I had to have polyp or whatever removed from my vocal cord. But when I was at that event, I noticed that none of the F-150s had fender flares. So like even on the 2020 models, you step up to a Platinum or a Lariat or whatever, you'd actually have a physical fender flare. It was a small one, but you had a physical fender flare. Now they've actually stamped a fender flare look into every single one of our F-150s. So I'm gonna try and get my shadow out of here so you can actually see what I'm talking about. But you can see this is actually stamped and it is one solid bedside. There is no fender flare on any F-150. So a little fun fact there for you. Let's take a look at the rear of the truck and kind of show you a couple things. Now, every single person has been talking about this tailgate. I guess I have to too, but you'll notice that Ford has actually stepped up on the XLT and giving you the soft open, and on the Lariat you have the open and close, the power tailgate. On the STX, I hate to do this, but I wish they would have given us a soft open on the STX as well, but nonetheless, you still have a lot of different functionality here. So as long as the sun can show it to you, you got this nice flat surface that you can work off of. You've got an area where you can prop your phone up if you wanted to do an iPad, something, and have it a little bit more at an angle. You got places for your pens. You can put your drink here, which, speaking of drink, this right here is designed to be a tie-down point if you're going to put some lumber. But on the underside of this, it actually works as a bottle opener. So, you know, for your Coca-Colas, right? But anyways, this is really nice. If you're working out of your truck and you got lumber sticking out of the back, you can actually do the tie-down strap and then strap the actual lumber straight down onto the tailgate, so that way it doesn't slide out of the back. So very, very cool feature. Almost identically swapped over from the 2020 model. You've got your tailgate step, which, once again, tried and true, no issues, no complaints there. So that is definitely an option. And when you get the tailgate step, you get all of what we just talked about right here. Now, the other thing that I want to show you guys is if you are actually going to be working out of your vehicle and you know, maybe cutting some of that lumber down, you've got your C-clamps that are designed to stick right in here. You can clamp your wood down, and you've also got the ruler right there. So I don't know how well you can see that, but it's a very nice way to be able to C-clamp the wood down, measure it off, and cut it out right there from the tailgate. Ford has done a lot of research, and they did a lot of focus groups, and they found out a lot of people were actually working out of these vehicles. Coming around over here, I'm going to show you a couple different things. So this particular vehicle is equipped with the AC 120 volt. This is the 2 kilowatt Pro Power on board. You've got your fuse reset button here. If you blow the fuse, it's not really a fuse, but if you blow the breaker, you can actually reset it right there, turn it on, turn it off. But you've got your household outlets right here, so you can have 2 kilowatts of continuous power on this particular truck. That's a lot of different options, and I didn't really realize it until I went to that Ford meeting, or that Ford ride and drive, actually how much 2 kilowatts is. But if you're working out of this truck, that is a fantastic feature, and I think it's going to be a lot bigger than I originally anticipated. Now, a couple complaints is that Pro Power on board is not available, as I found out yesterday when I was, you know, speccing out a truck for a really, really good customer of ours. But you can't get the Pro Power on board on the 3.3 liter base model engine, and you can't get it on the 3.0 Power Stroke diesel. I'm sure there's an engineering reason behind it, but I thought that was kind of stupid. But nonetheless, there you go. So if you had the actual LED bed lighting, your switch would be located right here, and then you would have your lights right here. Now keep in mind that is a carryover feature from the 2020 model. You've still got your box link system. I had a brain fart there for a second, but you can actually put all different kind of clamps in here. Use it for bed dividers. You can use it to hang some ramps up. There's a lot of different functionality with these box link setups. So let's do this. Let's take a look on the inside of the vehicle. Josh, if you want to go that way, I'm going to head this way, and we'll kind of show you guys what you get new for the 2021. It's going to take a little while for me to learn how to say this. So the first thing up, this is really where Ford spent their time, because Ram, they made a good vehicle, and you know, they actually surpassed Chevrolet as the top This is the number 2 vehicle. And they started to make ground on Ford. Well, Ford, this is Ford's answer. So keep in mind, guys, this is the base model truck. This is an X, so you have an XL, XLT, Lariat, King, and it keeps going. But this is an XL with a STX appearance package. So you're talking about a base model that's got all these features that I'm fixing to show to you. But you've got these brand new STX seats. So it's going to be a cloth seat, and it's got these different accents to it. On paper or on video, it looks a little strange, but in person, I actually really like it. Have no complaints there. I'm really excited to see what this one's going to look like with the Catskin Premium leather, because we've already got some on order for that. So stay tuned if you want to see what the STX and the XLTs and all these other vehicles look like with the leather added to it from Town & Country. But let's take a look at the rest of the interior. So this one is not equipped with it, but had it been, there's an opportunity to flip this this center console open to create you a nice load flat work floor. So that way, if you want to put your laptop up here, if you want to eat your lunch right here, you can do that. But nonetheless, you still have a massive center console area where you've actually got a file folder system. So you can actually hang your file folders here if you work out of your truck, or if you want, there's actually a couple plugs down in here. So you got a USB, USB-C, and a typical USB located down in here. In addition to that, you've also got a USB point right here. Now, the cool part about this USB in this area is Ford got rid of this little sliding door that they used to have here. And I really like that, because one of the things that I particularly like more than anything about this is how comfortable and convenient it is to actually use this vehicle on the daily. So as I get in the truck, I'm going to show you a couple things. You basically, all you have to do is take your cell phone. There is a cheap little piece of plastic that you can actually design to set your phone in, but it's got a hole cut out at the bottom. So that way you can have your phone plugged in, drop it in there, and still have Apple CarPlay. And that brings me to my next point. Let's go ahead and crank the truck up, and I'll show you what you have here. Now, the other thing is, you'll notice the keyhole used to be located right here for the longest time. Now they've moved it here for the XLs, and then the lower trim levels of the XLTs. That's going to take some getting used to, because for 6 years I've been putting it right here. So anyway, let's go ahead and crank it up and show you what you've got. You've got a nice 8-inch screen. I'm going to shut this so that we can cut the wind out. Across the board, you've got Sync 4 standard, meaning touchscreen, even on the base of the base models, and which is really cool, because now you've got the Bluetooth audio, you've got all this different, you've got Apple CarPlay, you've got over-the-air updates. All of this stuff is going to be standard. Now, I'm going to do a separate video that actually showcases and is a full-blown tutorial of this 8-inch Sync 4 system, and I'm also going to do one of the big 12-inch system on the XLTs and above. And so I'm really excited about that. Now, the other thing that I want to show you, you've got the volume, you've got your tune knob. On the STXs, you do have a single zone air conditioner, but you've got drive modes still. So as we take a look here, you can simply just change the drive mode here, and it automatically will change from rock crawl, mud and ruts, deep snow and sand, slippery, and then normal as well, in addition to a tow haul mode. So you've got your your drive modes located right here, and your transfer case switch right here. So very cool stuff. You've got your integrated trailer brake controller system right here with the gain option. Now, let's see here. On the inside, there's a couple of different things I want to show you as far as the glove box is concerned. So you have your typical glove box, which is completely redesigned, but a playbook out of the Super Duty is you actually have a secondary glove box located right here. So very cool setup. And we talked about the C-clamps, right? So hey, have you seen these C-clamps? Very cool. And take a look right here. That is an actual American flag Easter egg that you can find on every one of the F-150s. So very cool setup. Now, another couple things as we take a look at the actual steering wheel of the vehicle, you have a couple different things. On the left-hand side, you've got things like your cruise control. You've also got lane keeping, which is really nice. You also happen to have collision avoidance on this particular vehicle. voice activation for your Sync 4 system, volume up and down, and then you've also got your menu navigation over here. And then you've also got the ability to hang up and pick up your phone calls, as well as skipping the tracks. The steering wheel is going to be a little bit different, very similar to last generation's STXs. You've got the cheaper steering wheel, and yes, it does feel a little bit cheaper. It's like a rubber instead of a leather. I wish they would have covered it in leather, very similar to what they did with the center console, but they didn't. I will tell you that there's conflicting information here at the dealership. Some people are saying that this new dashboard, it's a hard plastic, but it's got a texture to it that almost makes it look like a cloth. It is not a cloth. I actually think it makes it look a little more premium than it is. Some people say that they feel like it makes it look a little cheaper, and we'll let you be the judge, the decision maker there. A couple of different buttons. Now you've got a dedicated rear view button, rear view camera button. So if you were driving down the, or not driving down the road, but if you're in the parking lot, you don't want to put it in reverse, you want to see what's behind you, hit that button, automatically will drop it, drop that camera open up for you. Now that we're on the back seat of this vehicle, this is the Super Crew. There's 3 different cab configurations for the new 2021 F-150, as it always has been. You have the regular cab, the Super Cab, and this, which is the Super Crew. Now back here, you've got a lot of space. I'm 6'3", because I have to include that in every video. I had somebody that actually is buying a Super Duty. He was like, hey, I want to talk to that guy on the video, but I don't know what his name is, but I know he's 6'3". Anyways, 6'3", this seat is all the way back. So this seat is all the way back. And you can see that I've got plenty of leg room, just like the last year's F-150. I feel like the dimensions have not moved at all, but nonetheless, you've got plenty of space. Don't worry about that. Looking at this center console, that has been really one of my favorite things. I think it looks very much more premium than last year. As you can see, you got the chrome bezel around. You've got kind of what looks like it's sitting on top of it with the air conditioner vents, and then you've also got your power outlets. So you have a household power outlet, as well as another USB-C and a normal USB power outlet right there, as well as another 12-volt located right here. Now you'll also notice that just like last year, you have the ability to lift this up, and then you can lift the other side up, and then you've got plenty of load flat floor to put whatever you need to back here. Now, because our vehicle is equipped with the Pro Power on board, you've got this particular setup right here. This is going to be your power inverter, and that's the reason it's got the warning for the electrical, because you don't need to be starting digging around in here and shock yourself or break the truck either way. They also have an optional partitioned lockable storage, so that way when you put the seat down, you can actually lock long guns or anything that you might want to keep secure. You can actually lock it underneath the seat inside the storage and nobody can get to it. So that's going to be a really, really cool feature. It's very similar, if not identical, to what you find on the Super Duty. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at underneath the hood. All right, so underneath the hood of this particular truck is going to be the 5.0 V8. Now, once again, we said 97% of the vehicle is going to be all new. I'm going to turn the engine off so that way you guys can actually hear me speak a little bit better. But the 5.0 is going to be probably one of everybody's most favorite engines. I know that the 3.5 liter EcoBoost, that's going to be a carryover engine. The 5.0 is going to be a carryover engine. And keep in mind that there is going to be a supercharger from Roush Performance that'll be available in late first quarter or early second quarter of 2021. And obviously we're going to be one of the very first people to do those superchargers. So if you want some more information about that, give us a call as well. You have quite a few different engines. That's where the F-150 really shines, is the number of available engine options for you. You've got your base model, which nobody ever orders. I think it's a 3.3 liter V6, naturally aspirated. Up from there, you have the 2.7 liter EcoBoost, which is a very reliable motor, you know, all things considered. But that's a 2.7 liter. That 2.7 liter has a compact graphite iron block, which is the same CGI block that the 6.7 diesel uses, and also the 3.0 diesel found in the F-150 uses. Basically, it allows for crazy amounts of boost, and the motor can definitely handle that. Up from the 2.7 liter, if you're going in order of most horsepower, you've got the 5.0, which is this motor. It's a 5.0 naturally aspirated engine. Obviously, all of these engines are going to have the auto start stop that everybody loves. But they'll all have auto start stop, and select engines, I believe this one even has cylinder deactivation, which is going to be interesting. You know, GM's had that for quite some time, and GM had some oil consumption issues due to that particular feature. I'm hoping that Ford has got it figured out a little better than GM did, but time will tell. With that being said, the next step up is going to be the 3.5 liter EcoBoost. That is going to be a 3.5 V6 motor that has twin turbochargers to make a lot more horsepower than even this particular motor makes. So usually, you know, there is no replacement for displacement, but they've really figured it out with that 3.5 EcoBoost. Now, if you want to step up to the big boy, you've also got the brand new motor for the 2021, and that is going to be the new Power Boost. That basically takes that 3.5 EcoBoost that we just talked about, and they slap a hybrid motor inside the transmission case. So it's almost an identical 3.5 EcoBoost. They put a hybrid motor inside that 10-speed transfer case, transmission case. There, I did it again. And you've got a battery pack. It's designed for a little bit more fuel economy. In fact, I think it's got best fuel economy in the segment, but really what it allows for is crazy things like 7 kilowatts on that Pro Power on board versus what we've actually got back here, which is the 2 kilowatts. So a lot of different options there. And there you go. That is kind of our quick look at the new 2021 Ford F-150 STX. Once again, this particular model this particular one is actually going to be lifted on 37s. And who knows, that might be the actual first F-150 2021 on 37s. So we're really, really excited to see that. Subscribe to our YouTube channel with the bell notification turned on so you don't miss that video. And once again, make sure you to go to tccustoms.com/giveaway for your chance to win $250 gift card all the way up to a total of $3,000. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button and leave some comments down below and let us know what kind of questions you have about this particular truck and what you would like for us to show you on it for the next video. Thank you so much for watching this video, and have a great day.